So this is the Python script that we will be using to query the Wayback Machine API. It has been extensively annotated so that you can understand what every single line of code was written to achieve. What is required for it to work is that you feed it an Excel file containing all of the URLs that you want to inspect historically, and then you select the dates. That is the look back date range. What dates, across what dates do you want to pull snapshots of the URLs of interest? So in this case, we selected 2023 6/1 and 2024 6/1. So it's just a 1 year look back window. And once that is done, you are good to go. You can decide to give the output spreadsheet a representative name. In this case, I named it Wayback Records. You could give it any name of your own choosing. So since we need to have an Excel file, I have a spreadsheet here with a URL nasa.org, but let us see the Wayback Machine itself before we commence. It's the Wayback Machine, and this is the API. So when you impute a URL here, you are able to see historical information. And as you can see, NASA has been in the index of the Wayback Machine since 1996 all the way to 2024, and the snapshots have been increasing steadily across the years. So let's see what a NASA website looked like in 1996. On the calendar, you see the highlighted date. So this was the date when the snapshot was taken. There were 3 snapshots and they were taken at 11:58 p.m. And then once we click in, we get to go back to 1996. This was how NASA's homepage looked like, December 1996. All right. We could also click this arrow and explore different dates. So now we are 5th of June 1997. Look at how the NASA website looks pretty nice. But if you have a number of URLs that you want to inspect at scale, it's not going to be convenient to impute them one by one and to be checking what they looked like across data ranges. And that's why the script is useful. So all of the URLs of interest to you, you're going to embed them in a sheet like this. You give it a representative name. Let me give it a representative name like this and download this here. This is just for the sake of demonstration. We're going to import, I could have imported 10, 20, 30 URLs, but just to demonstrate how this works, let's import the time travel pages. And now we have to ensure that the name here matches the name with which it is referenced within the code. That's number 1. Number 2, we have to ensure that the sheet name is the same as it appears within the sheet. So here the sheet name is sheet 1, and that is the name here, sheet 1. So that's fine. And all we need to do now is to click on runtime and run all. And now the script has completed its execution. You can see in the console it says data exported to Wayback Records. This is the Wayback Records file. So we just have to refresh here and we have the Wayback Records. You download it. And just so for the sake of information, there are multiple APIs that can be used to query the Wayback Machine. There is the JSON API, there is the Memento API, and there is the Wayback CDX Server API. In this case, what we used here was the Memento API. So now that we have the records downloaded, let us inspect to see what it looks like in Google Sheets. 1.1 M. That's a huge file, so it seems. And it's loaded. Let's ensure that it is tabularized. And here we have all of the information that we seek. We have the exact URL that was queried. We have the timestamps of where it snapshots occur within the API or within the Wayback Machine database. And we have the memento URL with which the site can be explored in order to see what it looked like on these specific dates. And just as a point of note, when you are the sheet that we have to feed to the script, this Excel file here, where we embedded the URL of interest, please ensure that in your own file, there are no empty spaces. So there are no empty tabs or empty column. Ensure that your file looks like this. If you have 10 cells, let all 10 cells not be empty. They should all contain URLs. Ensure that you have no empty columns to the right or to the left. Yeah. So this is what is required to use a Python script to interact with the Wayback Machine API, and I hope it helps you to improve your SEO practice.